Hi, this is Yavi here. I really enjoy getting your feedback, and because of that, I am creating a course you have been asking for, designed especially for managers and aspiring managers. Hardcore soft skills for managers includes modules for launching a team, improving your communication skills, techniques to collaborate and motivate your team, dealing with conflicts, and creating a culture of improvement. The course will launch soon, so go to my website, hardcoresoftskillspodcast.com/courses to reserve yours. Now, onto the episode. When everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. You may have heard of this quote quite often, yet we seem to neglect this on our daily lives and at work in our team since you probably are in a constant state of putting out fires. In this episode, I will share with you techniques to help you prioritize. Let's listen. Hi, this is Yari Caro, and welcome back to the Hardcore Soft Skills Podcast, where in each episode you will learn how to apply new skills with expert help. In my website, hardcoresoftskillspodcast.com, you will find over 100 plus episodes with essential steps to improve in communication, negotiation, resolving conflict, developing your emotional intelligence, and many other quote unquote soft skills, which are so essential in your career. Today, let's talk about priorities. Prioritization is one of the key leading causes of burnout at work. You may believe our priorities are set by everyone else, especially if you have people to take care of. Yet, that can be the case, but we can establish some frameworks. Even if you believe priorities are set by everyone else, here is some guidance you can follow to ensure you feel a little bit more in control of your schedule. Okay, the first one is a matrix inspired by former US President Dwight D. Eisenhower. During a speech in the 50s, he said, I have two kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent. Based on this quote, the Eisenhower matrix was born. Using the Eisenhower matrix can help you effectively prioritize. Start by picturing a quadrant. On the top left is important and urgent. On the top right is important and not urgent. Bottom left is not important but urgent. And bottom right is not important and not urgent. Now you can list all the current initiatives and mini projects you have pending and place them on each quadrant, depending on whether they are important or urgent or not. For example, important and urgent matters may be based on priorities defined by your management and have a time frame assigned to them, especially if that time frame is as soon as possible. Important and urgent matters can include major projects coming up, such as releasing updates to a new app, supporting customers who are unable to access a vital system. In the important and not urgent quadrant, you can list activities that are also a priority for your team, but that don't need to be taken care of right away. Yet they can be strategically important. So even if not urgent, they can yield greater results or take you closer to a big goal. The not important and urgent quadrant may be a bit trickier to identify. The items listed here have a time frame associated with them, but are not necessarily considered important. This can include customer service calls or emails, attending meetings for various initiatives, or providing feedback based on due dates. So while you have to complete this task at a specific time, you or the company that you work for may not consider them important. The final quadrant, not important and not urgent, is for any of those activities you need to do or want to do, yet they are not important and don't have to be finished at a specific time. Some examples could include following up with a fun project you were working on or other activities. Get with your team if you are a manager and evaluate on your end what goes on each quadrant. Think of how you can remove the important and urgent into important but not urgent. Think of ways to reduce the urgent and not important. When you use the Eisenhower matrix on a weekly or even monthly basis, you'll find focus on high level priorities instead of responding to the latest emergency. Let's talk now about another tool which is in use in software development to help prioritize which features the team should add to a product. It is known as MSCW, pronounced Moscow. First, you need to identify what are your actual overall priorities or the big picture. From there, you go into the granular, which is the features, and if not for software development, which task would be into each one of these categories. Okay, so let's get into it. So the acronym is Moscow. M is for must have. S is for should have. C is for could have. And W is for will not have. The must have are non negotiables. They need to happen, or else you, for example, may lose your job. Should have, the S, are not really life or death, but they are important. Could have are those things that are nice to have. There may be something there that is significant, but if not possible, well, no problem. And will not have, well, it's not that it's a bad idea, yet it does not align with priorities or bring any value now. From this categorization, you must determine how much time you want to spend on each category, similar to what you should do on an Eisenhower matrix. These tools that I gave you, the Eisenhower matrix and the Moscow, will help you gain some clarity to define what goes where instead of just responding to what's on top of the list, the latest shiny object. So, what do you use to prioritize, and is it working? I teach this in my courses and coaching. So, if you want to find out more, go to my website, hardcoresoftskillspodcast.com/courses. Thank you for listening.